Hey guys, Sundown Rider here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 870, Farewell. Now this chapter was kinda... Yeah, it was pretty dope. I mean, I liked the chapter. It was really good, especially the end. If you read it all the way through to the end, which I'm hoping you guys did, it was really good. The way it ended and the development we got to see from Capone, from Beige. That was good. My hatred for Big Mom expanded. I mean, the way she treated Chiffon in this chapter was like really. We already knew that, but I was kind of hoping there'd be some element of a lie in there by Pudding, but it was still sad to kind of see that. And then kind of the whole ending sequence is really good. So let's go through the chapter and see exactly what we learned. So let's talk about the cover page first. Bartolomeo is probably gonna pillage the town that I thought it was his hometown because of the way one of the guys was dressed last chapter, but it's not his hometown because he's made port at it and he's burnt down like one of the village's churches or something like that, and he's taken out the big fish there. So then we get straight into the chapter. Chiffon's trying to calm down Big Mom. Big Mom's like, bitch, please. So Big Mom she sees her face and she's like, oh yeah, you've still got that ugly ass face. I'm gonna beat you up. I was like, what, really? You're gonna do that? So I was like, yo. So all it really does, all Big Mom seeing Chiffon does is really fan the flames of her rage and her hatred. And Chiffon's reaction is what made me hate Big Mom more in this chapter. So then we see all the Big Mom pirates outside of Big Father, and they're kind of just stood there deliberating what they're gonna do when Beige eventually collapses and releases everyone. And I'm not sure if in the chapter if they were holding Tommy guns or everything, but I'm pretty sure by the end of it they were holding Tommy guns because they were all just stood there waiting for them to pop out, and they were gonna pop them full of holes. So I was like, yo, this is getting pretty bad for the Straw Hats and for the Fire Tank Pirates themselves, and for Beige. So we see a little thing that Beige mentions in this chapter is that Big Father is not usually affected by even cannon fire. So the fact that Big Mom's punches are wrecking his ass shows exactly how strong Big Mom is. She's kicking this guy's butt, and he's bleeding all over the place just by her punches. So then we see that Luffy's going to try and go out and try and prevent Big Mom from damaging Beige further, because out of everyone he seems to be, well, apart from his own crew, Luffy seems to care about Beige getting his ass kicked. He's like, we can't let this guy take all these swings and we're just inside waiting. But he's prevented from going outside by his crew because they've told him, we've completed the mission. Brook and Nami are like, bro, we've completed our mission. We've saved Sanji. We've rubbed off the important parts of the Poneglyph, and we've saved the Germa. And the Germa at this point, I kind of stood there in shock, like, yo, was that part of their scheme? So Sanji's kind of ulterior motive has been released to his family, and he didn't really want them to know because he didn't want any feelings of like mutual closeness between them. So then we get another scene where Beige is being a badass. He won't have his crew or family die. He doesn't really give a shit about the Straw Hats. He's like, yeah, I don't care about you, but I gotta save my family and my crew. So he lays out a plan. He's like, I got a plan, let's make it work. So the plan is going to be that Beige himself will return into his human form and release Caesar. Now Beige in his human form or in Big Father, whichever form he's in, if he's got people inside him, they won't move or anything. The room won't move while he's getting hit or while he's falling over or anything like that. So they're safe inside him. So once they're outside in their human forms, Caesar's gonna grab him and fly out with everyone. Now Caesar's obviously like, yo bro, this is a shit plan because I'm gonna get riddled full of holes. We got loads of guys out there who can use Buso Shoku no Haki. They're gonna kick my ass. We're gonna die. So then Judge asks, we get away from that side, and Judge asks Sanji, why'd you save us? You know, we put you all through this shit, and now you want to save us? Why did you save us? You could have just had us killed off. And Sanji looks at him and goes, because my boss, i.e. Zeph, wouldn't have appreciated me killing off my own kin like that. I wouldn't have been able to look him in the eye. I was like, yo, this guy, he was like, I'm not a small enough man to have done something like that. Zeph didn't raise me to be like that. I was like, yo, my boy Sanji. So that's pretty cool. So then he proclaims to everyone there that Vince Smoke Sanji died, and then he grabs Judge by the scruff of his neck, and he's like, tell me that you're not my father. So he's like, tell me you're not my father, and he's like, I'm not your father. So then Judge swears, he's like, I gotcha. So he swears not to approach Sanji or East Blue ever again, and then he says, open the gate. So he asks Beige to open the gate, and he'll go out with his Germa and provide cover while they're doing one. So this is kind of like this to me seemed almost like a redemption chapter for the Germa. they saw that Sanji basically saved their asses. They wouldn't be alive right now without Sanji. So they're like, yeah, we gotta redeem ourselves here, and we're indebted to Sanji at this moment in time. And he does even go on to say we don't need to be indebted to a failure. That's what Judge says. So really, they've seen that Sanji saved them, and they need to pay him back. So they're like, you know what, we're gonna provide cover while these guys escape. So this is almost like a redemption thing. It's more that they're paying off a debt, but it's also a redeeming thingy. Because as much as you hate the Germans after you've seen what they've done to Sanji, this will be awesome. No matter how much you like them or how much you hate them, they're gonna fight against the Big Mom crew. This is what we've been waiting for, to see exactly how powerful these guys are. Because so far, Yonji and Judge haven't really shown anything. I mean, Judge used the human shield and all that, but Ichiji, Niji, and Reiju have been kind of cool and beastie. But this is where they're gonna show like all out what they can do. So we see another thing which is interesting was the relationship between Caesar and Judge. Caesar says something along the lines of, "You're still on your high horse, Judge." He's talking to Judge, and this you'd anticipate that because Caesar's worked with what's his name, Vegapunk, and Judge has worked with Vegapunk before. So they've both worked with Vegapunk, and chances are they've worked with each other. So maybe through the course of these remaining chapters in Whole Cake Island, they might be able to even develop something because they're both quick time scientists. They can make shit on the spot. We've seen it before. So they might even develop something on the way. This is just something to point out because they're both high quality scientists. So the Germa, Judge says, I think it was Beige asks him, "Oh yeah, the Germa can fly, right? So you don't mind making your own way out of this place?" And Judge is like, "Yeah, don't worry, we got ourselves covered. You guys do what you got to do. We'll cover you." So that's basically the plan now. Beige will return to its human form. Caesar pops out alongside the Vinsmokes. And that's exactly what happens. Beige, Caesar, and the German materialize, and then they all get shot at by all the Big Mom crew are stood there with their like freaking Tommy guns and shit. But the German tank all the shots, they take them, and then Reiju tanks a Big Mom Prometheus attack for Caesar and Beige. Beige is like he's in like a half dead state. Well, a quarter dead state, let's say. He's not that gone, but he's pretty fatigued at this moment in time. And Reiju takes a shot for them from Big Mom, which is a Prometheus attack. And I thought, yo, shit, she can't die like this. And Niji, actually, this is a point I'd like to make. Niji seemed uncharacteristically unnerved or worried about the injury sustained to Reiju. He's like, oh shit, and he even calls out her name. And I'm not sure because they're meant to be devoid of emotions, everyone apart from Sanji and Reiju. Reiju's meant to be kind of devoid of emotions, but not fully. But Niji he was worried. He was openly worried about her. So it might just be that she's their only sister, and they view her differently, even with their lack of emotions. I mean, they didn't even care about their own lives. So maybe I don't know what that was, but maybe it was just he was worried about. They used to fighting all out in like a 5-man cell or a 4-man cell with all the children. So maybe he was just worried about tactics or strategy, and having a piece fall away would alter their chances of survival. But even Ichiji seemed to say focus, so I'm not too sure about whether their emotions have actually been fully deleted or not. So Ichiji seemed, like I said, to be more focused, and he's prepared. He's like, let the weak ones die. We have to focus on our mission. So he's like, Reiju can die if she needs to. I don't care. And Reiju was pissed off about that. So then Big Mom attacks Reiju and like, okay, we're gonna finish her off. She attacks her, but then Luffy and Sanji come to the party with an elephant gun and a Diable Jambe cross strike, which saves Reiju's ass. Basically, I think they attack Big Mom's like flaming Prometheus fist, and they stop her in her tracks. So that's gonna be dope because we're gonna see basically. We knew all along that Sanji and Luffy, well, Luffy at the least, was not gonna stay in Big Father. He was not gonna watch and sit on his laurels while everyone else was getting their asses whooped. He had to do something, and all through this chapter he was trying to get out and being reined in by his crew. But we knew he was gonna get out somehow and then attack Big Mom. And Sanji's like, what the hell are you doing here? I was supposed to get out. You weren't allowed to get out. Then Luffy's like, bitch, please, I'm the captain. So yeah, that's gonna be good. I can't wait to see exactly what happens because Big Mom has shown to be some tough ass biatch, and Luffy is a tough bitch, and Sanji's tough as nails as well. So this is going to be an epic fight. But the issue is the rest of the Big Mom pirates are still there, and they're not exactly weak. We got Katakuri, Smoothie, Perospero, we got Oven, Daifuku, all these guys. We got that lady with the huge ass sombrero looking thingy. We got all these Big Mom pirates, and they're just waiting there watching. So unless the German 6-6 are going to take care of all of those guys, I'm not quite sure how this is gonna go out. But basically, we need to have some sort of return for the Tamate Bako box. It needs to blow up and get rid of some of the big mom pirates somehow, like throw them off the top of the tower, leave only the top commanders and things like that. We need to have a return of Pedro, because if you've noticed now, he hasn't been in the chapters for 2 weeks straight. Um, what else can we have that'll save these guys? So Tomato Baco box, we need to have Pedro, and we need to have something that really, I'm not sure what it is. We need to have something that limits the amount of big mom pirates there, because they're severely outnumbered and at this moment in time outranked. These guys, our straw hat pirates are going to get wrecked, even with the big mom pirates there. So I don't know what's going to go on, but the straw hat pirates are going apeshit inside beige. Excuse me, they're going apeshit inside beige, and they're just gonna have to fight now, basically. So let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know any theories you guys got. Let me know exactly what you think is gonna go on next week, because we're not on break. And I'll see you guys when Nanatsu no Taizai and Fairy Tail. I always laugh when Fairy Tail pop out. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in a bit.